Yeah, the Smart Energy DIH is developing the initiative Green City 2030, which target is the country's first carbon neutral city by 2030 and to achieve more ambitious goal in Lithuania in this year that currently foreseen by that time. The I4MS established a Smart City Academy, which is a meeting point for entrepreneurs and tech experts, companies, universities, and public institutions. The main objective of Academy is to keep strengthening the connection between what the people need, what the market is asking for, and what we are offering, and day by day improving. Developing of the Smart Energy DIH as a think tank of the Green City 2030 initiative on the involvement of the experts in the working group as follows: smart cities, data management center, circular economy, solar and wind energy, energy storage technologies, hydrogen technologies, green transport, heating and cooling technologies. Next slide. Together with IT, SMEs, and startups involving the I4MS community members, Smart Energy DIH is developing a smart city data management platform, which is definitely the heart of the smart city. The Smart City Data Management Platform implements a specific data model for the city about its data flows between its layers and different dimensions. It connects devices, people, businesses, and public administration services and entities in one unique structure which operates as one system. The Municipality Data Management Platform is the data ecosystem of sustainable urban development and governance. The aim of the platform is to develop a new constellation in which the municipality will be the key player of the system. It will enable sustainable urban development and governance whereby the community staff and community cooperate, communicate, interact, and co-involve via hybrid platform. This platform will enable identification of the conceptual roots of the existing and forecasted problems and needs, identification of potential solutions and their developers, assessment of their horizontal and vertical impact. The last slide. As was mentioned before, Smart Energy DIH as the I4MS contact point actively cooperate with SMEs developing Green City 2030 initiative. And if you would like to join us, please contact me by email, which you can find at the last slide. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Romualdas. Thank you. I hope that this is inspirational and that you all, want to take part of this initiative. So 1 second, please. I need to use my screen. Okay. And so let's go to the next speaker, Mr. Gintaras Vilda. I will make you presenter in a second.
Thank you, Maria.
So now you should be able to share your screen.
Yeah, it looks like that I can do it. I'm not sure, can you see my slides?
Not yet. We can see your screen, but not your slides.
Okay, it looks like that should be on your screens now.
Yes.
Okay, you see it very well. So good morning to everyone, and many thanks for I4MS community for this opportunity to share with you about our Digital Innovation Hub. Actually, I'm really proud because the Manufacturing Innovation Valley became the first base in the Baltic states with a wide range of services specifically prepared for manufacturing companies. And we actually help for our clients to understand and apply a variety of technologies and innovation to their businesses. Actually, our innovation consultancy and support services, equipment and infrastructure is accessible for all small and medium-sized manufacturing companies, startups, individual researchers, research and development institutions, and research institutes. And as many European digital innovation hubs, in Lithuania, digital innovation hubs are also accessible via the one-stop shop approach or principle. Moreover, the state investment grant gives an opportunity to our clients to recover up to 50% of the funds used to buy our digital services. And actually, we are proud because of our support. The enterprises operating in the ecosystem of manufacturing innovation value will be able to create more innovations for less investment. And we know what manufacturing needs. And because of that, we participate in many different European organizations, for example, such as Future Technology Platform or EFRA Association. And we want to be one-stop shop for companies in manufacturing industry in the Baltic states, and via seminars, trainings, and consultancy services provide the newest trends to our factories. Our valley and most of our companies providing services in our DHA, we are the members of Advanced Manufacturing Digital Innovation Hub, registered in the Digital Innovation Hub's database of the European Commission. And because of that, we defined our mission, vision, and ambition in that principles you see in this slide. So actually, we want to bring to Lithuania the mega trends of manufacturing innovations to the factory floor. The modern ecosystem and modern eco-friendly complex with manufacturing, prototyping, and administrative premises totaling by 5,000 square meters will be opened close to the Molėtai Highway in Vilnius, in the capital of Lithuania, and the beginning of 2022. Our facilities will be available both for ones in needed of one workplace, as well for the manufacturing enterprises that need up to 200 or 600 square meters of workplace. Important to note that the equipment need for manufacturing will be available in the Manufacturing Innovation Valley, not only in Vilnius, but also in Kaunas, the second large industrial city in country, in premises of our partner, well-known technology company, Elinta. Elinta is located in Kaunas Free Economical Zone, where actually there is a lot of industrial companies, and they have the locations here. In our daily activities, we actually seen for synergy locally and on EU level between different European innovation ecosystems, such manufacturing KIC or Made in Europe partnership, or other DICs and RTOs, universities, competence centers. The EDIH initiative, from our perspective, is an excellent and welcome tool capable of triggering a technological breakthrough. And in Manu Valley, we believe in that initiative, and we are an active participant of it. Experts from Lithuanian industry lead platform, Industry 4.0, see that the European Commission EDIH initiative may help SMEs to deploy the future digital technologies developed by the European Commission funding programs FP7, FP8 into the European regions, such as Lithuania is, and it helped to achieve a significant breakthrough in the industrial transition. That's why we talk. That's why we took both vision books from the ManoFuture platform, vision books of 2030, as a handbook and focus activities of Mano Valley and our labs on those research and innovation priority domains, which we are foreseen in those documents. In our DIH, as soon as building will be finished, we will start laboratories from the directions of ManoFuture 2030, robotics and integrated automation systems, optoelectronics, additive manufacturing, mechatronics, environmental control, machining, artificial intelligence, computer system, and others. For our customers, together with the services we providing, such as consultation, prototyping, business incubation, and acceleration, will be accessible the showrooms and prototyping lab with the latest industrial infrastructure, such as CNC machines, laser cutters, cutting machines, industrial robots, automation and metrology equipment, including X-ray and ultrasonic measuring devices, welding equipment, 3D printers, and various prototype test benches and forklifts. And all that will give an opportunity for our clients to test the newest trends before making their own investment. And we create an ecosystem for clients also at European level, and there we aim to be a partners for several centers and to connect different ecosystem, creating new opportunities for cooperation between consumers and suppliers from different DIHs, from different regions. This would help SMEs to expand and enter other markets, develop EU value chains, create new business opportunity, or help for companies to create new ones and commercialize previous innovation, experiments, or pilot projects. Because we believe in power of synergy, the experts of Mano Valley put effort on the networking activities and help to our companies to become more integrated into industrial ecosystems and of the EU and their value chains. We seek for ecosystems in interconnection, and we help for our companies to become more prepared to participate in the Horizon Europe. And because of that, we also, as before Romualda said, we also are part of our Interino team, and we help to understand the rules of participation in the national knowledge and innovation communities to prepare and evaluate R&D potential of the company, to draft the strategy of the R&D activities, and to prepare or present the value proposition of the company to the potential consortia partners. And our location actually is strategically attractive for our partners because Vilnius is the center of the largest R&D investment during the last 20 years and became the center of attraction of the largest innovators and investors, which forms a geometric square. For example, in one angle, we have the Laser Technology Competence Center with companies such as Exma Optics, which well known worldwide. On the other side of the square, we have Visori Research Campus with the Visori Information Technology Park, Lithuanian Innovation Center, Smart Energy DIH, and such companies as MOOC or Board Group, Chemic Engineering, and Altechna, and others. And what is really good that actually finally we have the fourth angle where they actually coordinated by Mano Valley Competence Center, the core companies which operate in the manufacturing industry exist. that is Arginta Group, Arginta Engineering, Brolis Semiconductors, or Precisica Metrology. The modern and eco-friendly building will be open its doors in the beginning of the 2002 with an investment of more than 10 million euros. Facilities will be available to anyone in needed a single workstation or manufacturing premises, as I mentioned before, up to 600 square meters. So that picture on the slide show what do we have with our infrastructure now, but also you can see a small picture in the corner how it will look in the beginning of the next year. So from my side, it's everything. Thank you for that opportunity to present you our Manufacturing Innovation Valley Digital Innovation Hub. And thanks for I4MS for that opportunity to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Gintaras. Thank you. I have one question. Your presentation, you say that you connect the SMEs, or that you want to establish some networking opportunities. Are you currently working with other EDIHs or of other RTOs outside of Lithuania to do this?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. We are working with other RTOs and other digital innovation hubs from different countries, from Germany, from Finland, from Spain, from Italy, from many actually actors. We have the projects together. For example, in the program of 2021 calls of European Commission to Horizon Europe, actually we provided 4 applications of our members. So I'm really proud on that.
Okay, so if there is any EDIH that want to collaborate with you, can they write to you an email and
yes,
start working
of course
together?
Yes, of course, Maria, welcome always. That's an email of me and my phone number. If someone want to cooperate, always welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So now let's go to our next speaker, Bartosz Józefowski. He's the head of Hub for Industry Digital Innovation Hub in Poland. They are based in Krakow. They are also working with funding box in the BOWI project, where they are acting as a widening EDIH, supporting 4 SMEs. They have a long experience also working in the support of the SMEs and in the digital transformation journey. So Bartosz, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Maria, for invitation. Honestly, when I've learned about I4MS and in particular what Funding Box is doing, it was like kind of 2 or 3 years ago. I was impressed of the scale of what's happening and what we were missing. So I'm happy to be kind of part of the family right now and also trying to join the club with EDIH. But going to my presentation, so just to give you a context, in Poland, Ministry of Economic Development and Technology established a foundation called the Future Industry Platform. It was kind of around April 2019. That is to be supervisor or umbrella organization over the network of digital innovation hubs in Poland. So the topic is kind of fresh. That we of course had the big ecosystem of technology parks, special economic zones, some incubation centers. I would need much more time to express the Polish context of it, but the specific actions toward creating the network of digital innovation hubs in Poland are quite fresh. And the same ministry in 2019, in December, signed with us the contract in the open call for standardization of digital innovation hub services in Poland. They've put like 6.5 million euro of budget for 5 EDIHs. This was not EU funding, this was country funding, and we were happily chosen as one of the 5 leading hubs in this project, as the first hub that got some public funding directly from the government to develop the hub. and March this year, the pre-selection for EDIHs happened, and right now 25 hubs are selected as a candidate EDIHs. We expect 16 to 18 hubs in Poland, looking at the scale of the country. So the competition is still fierce, let's say, but we are also happy to be in the group. And I'm representative of Krakow Technology Park, and there are many logos I will kind of decipher right now for you. So Krakow Technology Park has like 25 years of experience. In our young economy, it's quite long, and the main goal of Krakow Technology Park was managing the Poland investment zone, special economic zone in southern Poland, in Małopolska region. And so since the beginning, we were working with manufacturing companies, big international companies, foreign direct investments that were kind of starting their operations in Małopolska region. So this was our daily bread to work with those companies, but from the perspective of their investment process, organization of people, talent, and all the other stuff, not necessarily looking at the technology and how the stuff works. We, preparing to Digital Innovation Hub, we were participating in many projects, and the BOE, as Maria mentioned, is one of the most important ones because this is the working network of Digital Innovation Hubs, but we were also in Smart Factories by PwC and few Interreg projects. But what was, I think, the crucial project that led us to develop Digital Innovation Hub in Krakow was KPT Scale Up. This was actually an acceleration program for startups in which we have been connecting, or we are still really, because it's still an ongoing process, connecting scale-ups and startups to grown-up big manufacturing companies. Those startups get the cascade funding from us and also support and acceleration program to develop the product better and also implement the pilot or test implementation of their solution at the company. So we were able to participate and kind of organize more than 70 experiments and implementations of new technologies in manufacturing companies. So we had this contact with AR, VR, AI, and all the stuff that you can kind of put under this Industry 4.0 umbrella. And working with those startups and those 20 few big manufacturing companies gave us this feeling that we have now like kind of something to offer and experience, and we want to have a Digital Innovation Hub. Those two logos at the bottom are InnoVenture and Seed Investment Fund. So we established throughout the history 2 investment funds that were also investing in startups, gaining equity. So kind of this is also useful experience that kind of we try to grab creating Digital Innovation Hub also. So this is our kind of working in international projects, learning and developing our own services kind of led us to this moment. And we have developed our hub in small consortium. So Astor is a big Polish company providing robotization and automatization to industry. Hubraum is the Deutsche Telekom Group tech incubator that is based in Krakow. We have 2 universities and two clusters of specialized clusters of BIM technologies and cybersecurity that kind of that give us also this angle, interesting angle of our consortium. We try right now to kind of add few companies, but not much really, because we believe that in smaller group we can kind of organize us better. We want to have many partners, as I've said, 70 startups that provide solutions, 20 few customers that are also ready to experiment. But the consortium itself, we try to keep it rather small. And it's our offers simple as 1, 2, 3, 4. So the knowledge and skills we try to provide. The basic idea was to go through physical training, but COVID of course changed it a lot. So we have invested in our own educational platform and online courses. Right now we have 10 of them, but we develop regularly new ones. So the kind of the e-learning platform grows, but also we have developed with the foundation, the umbrella organization I was talking about before, developing the like 6 weeks long, like intensive industrial manager training course with many sessions on different topics. So kind of this happened in last year. In terms of inspiration and demonstration, we have created the showroom for of new technologies in intelligent robotics and other technologies that you can put under Industry 4.0. And we organize, oh, this is my friend from T-Mobile presenting the campus network. So dedicated network working in 5G, through which we connected all the robots and devices. So this is one of the first in Poland working operational 5G networks in the factory, honestly. So this is kind of that we are proud of. And we do there a lot of events, starting from conferences about the transformation, individual meetings where entrepreneurs come to see specific solutions, either it's robotics, either it's cybersecurity solutions, maybe asset management, automated guided vehicles or something like that. We use this showroom as a starting point for most of the discussions. So we use it as a hook to get the SMEs to come to us, to talk with us about new technologies. We present here, my colleague presents the BEAM virtual models, and this is kind of how we start. And then starting from there, we either go toward education or our consultancy services, or ADMA, so the digital innovation scans, the digital readiness scans that we do in SMEs. And in Poland, ADMA is kind of working in the whole country. It was chosen by the umbrella organization Foundation for the platform of Industry of the Future, was chosen as a one that will be kind of suggested to all these, because we want to have benchmarking data between regions. So this kind of coordination was necessary to have the data that will allow us to give benchmarking. So ADMA is right now kind of the leading methodology in this area. And we also, of course, do test before invest services. I've mentioned those experiments or those POC projects that we were doing in acceleration program, but also we are doing more traditional POC services in various areas, usually in robotics. And I wanted just to share a few lessons. I don't know if they are kind of about how to prepare to your EDIH strategy, but for us, mid caps, so those big companies, but still not huge, let's say up to 3,000 employees, are very important, and we kind of fight to be able to provide services for them, because they, even though they are big, they still struggle a lot with the digital transformation. They need a lot of help in many areas. I mean, open innovation areas, in management, new business models, but also sometimes technical expertise is needed. And for us, they are interesting clients because they have budgets and they have very ambitious goals. With SMEs, we usually go through robotization, I said in the second bullet point. So we are talking about the evolution, not revolution. And looking at the state of our manufacturing, it's very often with small companies, it's about the robotization, about the first robot or some first IT systems, and we try to help also with that because we see our mission. But those mid caps are the place where we can show also our ambitions and our expertise and develop better services. But the market is not ready. From our in Poland market is not ready to kind of do it in commercial way. So we hope we will be able to kind of support this with public funding, because those companies are not yet ready to use our services in the strictly commercial way. I know that this, from the perspective of sustainability, will be our future, but at this moment we hope to be able to do it kind of with public support. The third bullet point is where the talent comes from. So the first problem is, of course, for our clients that grow so fast, and in our young economy, they have simply, they don't know where from where they can take all those talents and those engineers that have experience in transformation. Basically, everybody is going through transformation right now, so we need some experienced guys. And this generates huge problem for our EDIH, because it's very difficult to keep this tech engineering talent inside of the Digital Innovation Hub, because whenever someone is showing their expertise and that they have this horizontal or holistic understanding of industry, the industry wants them and they try to buy them. And as a Digital Innovation Hub and publicly institution, basically, we are not able to kind of keep with the cost of those people. So it's a struggle, honestly. So that's why it's on this slide. The fourth bullet point is modernization versus transformation. So we want to convince SMEs that it's not only about the modernization, so buying new stuff, buying new technologies, buying better equipment or software. It's about thinking about the whole business model, about the way they make decisions and stuff like that. So we need incentives. Incentives are needed to convince SMEs that this is the proper way of doing stuff. And we've seen that we didn't see like huge demand for ADMA scans, so maturity scans, and those technology roadmaps that we can provide. And then when our government created the EU project where the technology readiness and roadmap were demanded, then we had a huge demand on our services. And then all those SMEs, even now, those SMEs say that maybe for the future, let's do it right now. We know that this will be important. And coordination is the key, and not only about the coordination, not only of between the digital innovation hubs of the infrastructure, but also coordination of our actions. I see that this is the biggest challenge, kind of not to do redundant stuff, so not to repeat ourselves in every region and so on. So I think that for all of us, this coordination, the cooperation will need also a strong coordination. This is our lesson from last 2 years of developing strictly Digital Innovation Hub, and kind of more years of doing some sort of services that kind of fit under the Digital Innovation Hub name. Thank you very much. I hope I've managed to fit in time. I'm open for questions.
Yeah. Thank you, Bartosz. Indeed, I think you mentioned very, important aspect that also DIHs and EDIHs will have to deal with. That is the training of the workforce, because at the end, persons are the ones leading the transformation of the SMEs, and if we lack of this expertise, we may fail in the companies in taking the advantage of the digital.
But we are right now trying to figure out how to add to the training ecosystem and universities, tech universities and training companies, how to add value, not kind of to compete with them or just create additional institution that provides training. So this is also kind of how to add value to the ecosystem, not just to be another institution that is doing this. This is interesting.
Just for you to know, well, you and all the participants today, that in I4MS we have a training catalog where we display their information about training activities that other digital innovation hubs across Europe are developing. Some of them are free of charge, some of them are paying, but there's a first starting point. And also this European Commission is now putting a lot of efforts with these jobs, a new coalition. They created a platform. So I think there's still a lot of to do, but of course this is a very important point to be considered in the future. So now let's go to our last panelist, Dr. Mantas Vilis. He's director at the Lithuanian Innovation Center. Now you should be presenter. Let me know if you can share your screen.
Yes.
And also you are coordinator of the candidate EDI for Lithuania. That please explain us what this short name means, because I struggled to read it out loud at the beginning.
It's a specific acronym. I hope you hear me well. You see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
The right screen, yes. I have multiple screens, so sometimes
we can see now the slides with the small slides at the side.
Oh, you see the full screen. For instance, now you see the...
We see the slides passing. The only thing is that you are not presenting them on presentance mode.
Okay, okay, show screen, just a sec. I'll show the screen now. Is it somehow better?
Yes.
Good. Pleasure and also a challenge to be the last one. And coming back to the acronym, yes, it's specifically made this way. The European Digital Innovation Hubs for industry, artificial intelligence, and energy domains. So yeah, that's the short name. We will have to probably work on our better slogan and a better visual appearance and the logo probably. If we have receiving these kinds of comments, so for sure, the marketing and communication is important thing. Yes, I'll try to go back to my start. As I said, challenge to be the last one and to conclude, but then we'll still have a chance to a bit to discuss, hopefully. And yes, today my role is on one hand to talk quickly on Digital Lithuania now, and also about our experience in building national, but also hopefully and eventually European Digital Innovation Hub from Lithuania. Firstly, I do present. I'll change my slide. Yes. First of all, I do present the Lithuania, a country that has no hesitations in taking the full advantage from the digital era that we live now. Lithuania definitely has everything it takes to become a primary digital technology cluster in the Central Eastern European region. We have a reliable, fast, and affordable ICT infrastructure. We have talents that are ready to take on the world, strong and digital savvy and ready, transformation ready industry, as well as a significant experience in public sector digitalization. So having all these elements ready in Lithuania, we still live in some sort of the contradictory situation, having so many positive developments in the digital agenda. In Lithuania, we still struggle to find its full way to competitiveness and growth. Here at Lithuanian Innovation Center, we work daily with the companies, big and small, and we clearly see that the companies are still face a fierce competition and struggles to find its way to success. And for the last 2 years, we clearly see that there is a tendency that many industrial and other companies are somehow lost in the sea of opportunities, digital opportunities, to be used and adopted for the competitiveness practically. And in many cases, SMEs are left alone for making these important decisions for digital transformation. And all of these SMEs, they still have an asymmetric and limited understanding. This is the slide that illustrates the SMEs somehow left alone in discovering the full potential and finding not only the tip of an iceberg of the digital transformation, but also full spectrum of transformation that could happen. And what we clearly saw that all the SMEs in this industrial companies in this domain, they clearly need an impartial, I highlight the impartial, open-minded and global, on one hand, assessment of the company needs, but also that the assessment that leads to the advisory and partnering services that are provided not by the private single entity, but by the impartial public-private intermediary body that helps to unlock actually the full potential of innovation and digitalization for the particular company case. And with these intentions, we clearly saw that there is a role for us to play, for us as being intermediary, connecting the opportunities for digital transformation, but also the application areas, the company needs, the industrial challenges that Lithuanian industry is facing. We clearly see a role of the important role of the matchmaker, the connecting element that was definitely missing and is definitely appreciated by the companies. And with this intention, even back into 2017, together with the Confederation of Industrials, together with the leadership of the Ministry of Economy and Innovation here in Lithuania, We drafted a digital roadmap for industry digitalization in Lithuania. And even back then, we clearly saw that there is a need for the systemic steps towards this direction. And on these cornerstones, I would say, our digital innovation, European Digital Candidate, European Digital Innovation Hub has been born on these cornerstones. And currently, our nominated digital innovation hub for European network is composed out of the two strong universities that has a specific specialization in artificial intelligence, high computing power, and so on. Also, it is composed by the three digital innovation hubs in the thematics of the digital and agri-food and smart energy. So the strong players in this domain in the portfolio, in the family, I would say, as well as the Confederation of Industrials, the key confederation uniting major industrial companies here in Lithuania. Also companies specializing in artificial intelligence and robotics solutions and so on. So currently our European Digital Innovation Hub is composed out of more than 50 members who provide the services related to the process digitalization, also some solutions, very specific solutions to be used and applied, also the public sector entities. And when it comes to the clients that we did not wait it, for the final Eurovision, sometimes as they call, to happen. We are looking forward to this network to be built for the digital innovation hubs, but so far we're still working on a daily basis. And when it comes to the clients that we serve daily, we see that the big opportunity lies in the industry domain. So around 40%, 45% of our clients comes from the industrial domain. Also, agro sector, again, a tremendous opportunity for digital transformation and high growth and big change in this sector possible, digital solutions. Also energy sector, definitely a key sector for the digital transformation. And when it comes to the services we provide, I really relate to the things that were mentioned by my panelists, my colleagues here from Lithuania and also from Poland. Definitely, we are also in line with the spectrum of services. Yes, we do a lot when it comes to test before you invest. Not maybe still some demonstrational centers are on the way to the full operational capacity, but also plenty of things to be done in the digital maturity assessment, in digital transformation modeling, in advising for this important element for the companies. Definitely an important domain of our services. When it comes to skills and trainings, I'm not going to repeat how important that the human capital and the personnel and the talents are in this domain. So definitely we are working and supporting the companies in this domain. Last but not least, maybe not that much highlighted by the other panelists, but a crucial element for many companies that we work with is related in finding investments. And when it comes to the ocean of the investment opportunities that exist for the companies, there is also a crucial need from the company's point of view to get some advice and to get some guidance through the jungles of different innovation options that exist. Also getting some impartial advice, which are the options are right for the current stage of the maturity of the company, the current stage of the opportunity that they're currently solving. So this guidance through the jungles of the investment opportunities, definitely I appreciated by many companies, and we're working heavily on this in terms of structural funds, resilience funds, national funds that exist, but also the European funds that are coming into the action and offers many opportunities for the Lithuanian and European companies. And also ecosystem and networking. I would highlight some of the aspects at the last slides, how important it is and what opportunities is there for the European network of digital innovation hubs. So I will talk about that. And the last but not least is that we do provide the services on a daily basis, as I highlighted. And just to illustrate the results, the impact, I took a particular period of time of our operations, only single entity at Digital Innovation Hub, Lithuanian Innovation Center, and I looked into this small pipeline of the projects, pipeline of the cases of SME digital transformations that we are supporting now, and I look into the more than 50 digital assessments that has been made that turned into the in-depth recommendations, 40 of them, and then digital technologies implemented in like 6 months or period. Just to illustrate the pipeline of the process that we are currently handling, and what to conclude, with what messages to conclude and what to highlight, definitely resonates with the colleague from Poland mentioned already. One-stop shop, definitely we found out that the companies, they are struggling in finding the pathway for getting them access to the digital technologies, assessing the applicability of these technologies, getting the impartial advice, and that they need single entity, a key account manager, the person to connect. And sometimes this one-stop shop does not mean the shop, but it means the person. So how important the advisor is for the companies is definitely a lessons learned already, not being still fully operational in the European network of digital innovation hubs. But that lesson that we already learned on the way towards this destination. Another clear message that we see from our experience, from the assessments, from the recommendations, from the successful cases, how important is the diversity of the services in the European Digital Innovation Hub. Company comes into the contact, and then after the assessment, we are finding out that there are so many areas, touch points for different technologies, different solutions that we don't even have in the house. So it means that we have to expand the network of solution providers. We have to be more open and integrated in not only in the Lithuanian ecosystem, but also in the European one. And this also clearly justifies the needs of the need of the European network. And the last but not least, the comment and the lesson about the international cooperation, what clearly opened our eyes when we started to work with the companies on the digital transformation, we found out that in many cases, when we make the assessment of the company opportunities and the needs, we found out that solutions for specific technologies, they are not in Lithuania at all. So therefore, we need to reach out. We need to connect Lithuanian companies with the solution providers overseas or all over the Europe, and that means that we need to have the network. So that's already clear, and we are looking forward for the network to kick in. But another thing that we clearly found that we need a common language in this network, because we already have the networks. We have the Enterprise Europe network, we have the ARMA network, we have other networks to connect. We can talk about the opportunities to match make and to connect the Lithuanian companies with European companies. But our experience so far shows clearly that we need a common language to talk, a common kind of terminology to share in order to make this process more efficient, because so far this process is not that efficient when it comes to matchmaking. Yes, it's possible, yes, it is happening, but there is plenty to do with the efficiency and the common language that we in the network, in the future network, could have and could take advantage of. Yeah, this is probably my key aspects to highlight. Yes, I'm open for further collaboration with other digital innovation hubs in Europe, with the solution providers in Europe that we could keep in mind, and we could connect with the Lithuanian companies as well. Where's my contact details? You can find my contact details as well. Open and ready to collaborate and to talk more during the discussion part. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mantas. One question that I'm curious about. In your presentation, you said that you did like 43 or something digital transformation plans, and then only 10 companies decided to implement
Maybe to explain this 10 implementations already of the specific solutions for because recommendations sometimes involves soft measures, other things. So in majority of the cases, when I say 40 recommendations, so I mean 40 adopted or accepted by the company's recommendations. Okay. But when it comes to more tangible implementation of the solution, or when it comes to more, let's say, more concrete developments of the within the company when it comes to buying the technology, implementing the processes, and so on. So this is the tip of the iceberg that I wanted to highlight, because 40 of them, they are adopted by the companies and currently in ongoing, but in 10 cases we already have the implementation actually happen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I don't see any questions from the audience. So just to summarize a little bit, and based on what Bartosz, Romualdas, Gintaras, and Mantas said today, networking will be key for European digital innovation hubs, that we need to count not only on SMEs, but also on mid-caps, because at the end, you know, they are also part of the European community, motor of the European economy. So we cannot forget them. Also the skills, all our panelists agree that this would be a key pillar where we should also put efforts on it and try to guide also SMEs in that aspect. And I think also what is very clear is that all the support that digital innovation hubs, that public institutions and, you know, other networks such as the Enterprise Europe networks are giving to SMEs is key to make sure that, you know, the companies will be able to uptake digital technologies. So with all of that, thank you all. Thank you the speakers for their time, for preparing the session. And I really hope we will have the occasion to meet very soon. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.